Good morning, Stampers. This is Sheila with Stamping Wishes, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing this quick, easy flip up. It's a flip up gift card holder, but I did this one in this theme here using the apple, and it says happy birthday on there. And then when you take and flip it over, it says sending you smiles for every moment of your special day. Yeah, I didn't have a gift card handy, so I had to use one of my return card just so you could see the size of it. All right, today we're going to be doing a masculine one, and I will have all the measurements and a PDF file that'll be attached along with the supplies at the detail portion of our YouTube channel. All right, so first of all, we're going to be using, let me go ahead and give you all everything we're going to be using today. We're going to use this happy birthday. You know what? No, today we're going to use this happy birthday and for someone who is wonderful in every way. I think we'll change it up a little bit. And then we're going to be using the palm trees, the sun, and this group of mountains here. All right, so let's go ahead and get our sun done first. And I am using kind of like what they call, I think it's a rock and roll technique, where that you take your lighter color, and I used that a little while ago, let me make sure it's wiped off, using your I can't talk this morning, the lighter color, and then you're going to just touch edges of it like a rock and roll motion, and this will give you your two tones around the sun. Okay, so let's go ahead and put these around and away from us. I'm going to bring a piece of scrap paper in here just to make sure that I don't get onto my grid paper. Now we're going to use basic gray, and on those other two colors I did use Daffodil Delight and Pumpkin Pie for the sun. Now we're going to be using the basic gray, and the piece we're using for the what I call the cardstock mat is 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. And we're going to bring this over and kind of do it off a little bit because we're going to bring in 2 ridges of it. All right. I think we'll put these up just a little bit higher, about there. Very nice. All right, so then we're going to, and you could actually use those, I guess, as types of clouds if you used another color. And then we're going to use, again, the basic gray, and I'm going to use the little palm trees. First, before I do that, I do need to put me a little bit of sand on that bottom, so I'm going to bring out my crumb cake and one of my brushes. Blending brushes, and get me some ink in there, tap off the main colors so that you don't get that little blotchiness from it, and just rub that color on to give the illusion of a sandy type beach area. Alright, and again, if you want to do a water scene, you could just use some of your balmy blue or one of the lighter blue colors and put that in there. So let's go ahead and put away our inks. I don't think we need them right now. And then we're going to bring in, well, I need my basic gray. Getting ahead of myself here. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and come in here, put some palm trees there, and some palm trees there. Alright. Just a quick and simple little masculine stamping that we wanted to do there. Now your mat for this piece will be, I had said that, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to go back on this one. This is 2.5 by 3.5. Your mat is 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. I kind of gave you that wrong measurement when I first started it. Okay, so we're going to put us some Stamp and Seal. And mat. It's not wanting to No, still didn't stick. Alright, there we go. And go ahead and get that matted. Alright, so your next piece, which is the DSP, the gingham, and that comes in a beautifully big pack with all kinds of different colors. Like on the back of this one is a black and white, and I'm using the basic gray and white color. But this particular size is 3.5 by 4 3/4. Then we have, you want 2 of these, and they are 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And then your base cardstock in basic gray will be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So let's put our white layer on next. I may be starting to get kind of low on my stamp and seal, is why it's giving me a little trouble. And just balance that against here. Okay. Then you have your strip, and this particular strip is 2 inches by 6 inches, and we're going to score it in a couple of places here. Hopefully I've got this up where you can see it. It's going to be scored, let's move our cutter out of the way, at 2 inches and 2 1/2. Okay, put that aside. In fact, I don't think we need it anymore, so I'll take it to another table over here. Alright, so we want to burnish those score lines. Okay, your gift card holder is actually going to go here. And because I don't want it to be, I just want it to be temporary, I'm going to come in here and place that gift card holder right here and kind of center it in that piece. And I use temporary adhesive just then. And I like to corner round my corners down here. So I'm bringing in, I don't believe we have this available anymore, but just use whatever you have for a corner rounder. I'm going to use this one. I just think that it gives a finished look to projects like this when you have a little tag hanging out. If you go ahead and you'll have to excuse, I have my computer on it behind me, so it's a little loud sometimes. But I'm going to go ahead and we're going to write the word pull down here, because that's going to be indicating to the person who's getting the card that they need to pull this down because it's going to flap open for us. So I'm going to go ahead and write it now while it's easy for me to use my pen. And I'm just using one of the 1mm micro type pens, number ones. I don't know if it's millimeters, but number 1. Alright, so we're going to take our DSP, and this is where I was telling you about the dies. You want to center that die right into the center of this card, like DSP, and you use the smaller one, not the longer one. Alright, and this piece here is going to go right in like so. Okay, and before we put that in, we're going to get us some tear and tape, and we're going to put it right across this ridge here. Pull that off. And I like to center mine by flipping it over like this, because I can't see it well the other way. So I make sure that I'm getting it proportioned between these two sides, and then I just press down and seal it on there. And so when we put this in here, this is where the card, once we attach it, is going to flip open. Okay, so this is where we want to, because when we center this piece right here where the strip is what's going to be what comes down and does this. So I like to kind of center it where I think I'm going to want it anyway, and that way I've already started getting it centered before and know where it about where it needs to be. And we're going to come in here. Oh, wait a minute. Is it? No, I said that wrong. It's going to go on this portion because that portion needs to stay up. Okay. Good thing I rethought myself there before I stuck that down. Okay, so when we bring this in and we're happy with where it is around your top, bottom, and sides, then go ahead and press that down when you're ready. And then it just pulls and flaps open like so. Alright, so while we have it out, we're going to go ahead and do the, let's see if I got that a little angled there. We're going to go ahead and do our happy birthday, and so let's go ahead and bring out that happy birthday stamp. You know, it's not, oh, there it is. Okay. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to take that much time looking for that. So let's go ahead. I always like to put my stamp on my grid, and that way I know that it's straight on that grid line. So when I push it down here, then most of the time, every once in a while, but most of the time it will come out nice and straight for you. So I'm going to use my tuxedo black. And we're going to stamp our happy birthday right there. Perfect. Alright, so let's go ahead and flip this up. And then our last thing we have to do to put this card together is to get us some dimensionals. And on the darker cardstock, I always like to, in DSP, I like to use my black dimensionals. So we're going to be generous with these. Again, you don't want to mess up your mechanism, so don't put them near the mechanism. You're putting them off around the sides and top. All right. Can you believe how quickly this has gone? So fast and easy. You could make several of these and have them handy, especially those of you who are business owners and you want to give your customers just maybe a quick little thank you card with maybe a $5 or $10 little Starbucks gift card in there, or one of your other favorite areas that you like to give gift cards from. And there we are for the front of it, okay? And this is how it flips open. They know to pull it, and it flips back. So now we want to just real quickly put us a greeting on the very back of it. So we're going to flip this over. All right. See if I kept it in the right area, and I did. Looks good. And I'm going to go ahead and use the basic gray just to blend my two colors. I had to use the black on the other because I was going on gray, but I think this time we're going to use the basic gray. Quite enough ink. Let's re-ink that. This is why you want a Stamparatus. If you don't put enough pressure or ink the first time, you get that second and third and fourth chance if you need it. There we go. Isn't that beautiful? Alright, so let's go ahead and set this aside, put it on the back, and we'll wrap this session right up for you. And as you can see, it didn't take long at all to do this card. Usually I use the glue dots on those gift cards, and it will hold it in better. This one's not wanting to stay in because I've just used that temporary adhesive snail on it, and as heavy as that card is, it doesn't want to stay there. And of course, if as I'm giving this as a gift, I wouldn't use that. I would use something a little bit stronger to hold it on there throughout. Okay. All right, there we are. Beautiful gift card holder, easy, quick. masculine version and then our apple version. All right, until next time, happy stamping and God bless.